In this video, we'll be taking a look at some encounters featuring cops who managed to destroy their careers in seconds. Let's get straight into it. A cop pulled over a man and told him the reason he stopped him was reckless driving as he was going 134 miles per hour. The man was surprised to hear this as he wasn't aware that he was going that fast.
I stopped you for reckless driving. 134 miles per hour is reckless.
Really, sir? Was that going that fast?
Then he went on to reveal that he was an off-duty deputy sheriff from LA County. He started making excuses for himself, saying that he was in a hurry to go to Vegas because of an emergency. The cop stood his ground and dismissed those excuses, saying that off-duty wasn't going to help him with driving 134 miles per hour.
You know what, sir? I apologize. I'm an off-duty deputy sheriff from LA County. And I'm just in a hurry to go get to Vegas because there's an emergency.
Off-duty is not going to help you at 134 miles per hour. This one's going to sting.
Then he asked for the deputy's driver's license and stated that the car wasn't registered yet. When the deputy told him that it was registered, the cop asked him where the license plates were.
I need your driver's license. This car's not registered yet?
Yeah, it is, sir.
Where's the license plates?
What followed was some more excuses, but the cop was having none of it and just shut him down and demanded to see his license and temporary tag.
You know what, sir? I received it, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find, so I'm going to call it in.
Dude, you're off-duty. Come on.
I know.
You got to get the plates on the car. All right, so I need your license, and let me have your temporary tag at least.
The off-duty deputy then started whining, telling the cop that this was going to ruin his career, but the cop just didn't care, saying that he was the one who made that decision and not him.
Sir, I apologize, but...
I'm not looking for an apology.
This is going to ruin my career, sir.
Well, come on, man. You made that decision, not me. I'll be right back.
And when the cop returned and gave the deputy the citation and told him that he wasn't going to add reckless enhancement as he didn't want him to lose his license, he then told him that the citation was just for speeding and the license plates. He then went into the details about the court date. Once he was done with that, he told the deputy that they do give breaks to law enforcement most of the time, but that he just couldn't ignore 134 miles per hour and then urged him to be careful.
Okay, here's the break that I'm going to give you. I'm not going to add the reckless enhancements so you don't lose your license. Okay, so this is just for the speed and the license plate. It's out of the Good Springs Justice Court. Telephone number and address is here. This date, April 10th, is a court date. Court's not mandatory. You can take care of it online or through the mail. And there's instructions on the back. And just to be clear, we do give breaks most of the time to law enforcement. But 134, man. You got a child in that back seat. Okay?
You know what, sir? I apologize.
A man was just filming a building while standing on a public easement when a female officer approached him. She was definitely planning to give him a hard time, and the man, anticipating that, immediately asked her for her name and badge number.
Can I get your name and badge number? Did you make it Sanchez? Your badge number or ID number?
She had no problem revealing those things to him, but then she proceeded to do what she came here to do, and that is to harass the man with questions. She was trying to play it all nice and asked the man if he needed any help, but the man saw right through that and told her that he was filming for a story while standing on the public easement the whole time, and that he never crossed into the private property.
What can I help you with out here?
I don't need no help. I'm just doing a story, and I've been on public easement the whole time, never crossed onto their property.
Okay.
Officer Sanchez seemed to get it, but she still asked for the man's ID, and as expected, he didn't want to give it to her because he didn't break any law, and told her to just put good citizen. She didn't want to do that and kept insisting, which is why the man had to educate her.
Can I see your ID?
No, ma'am.
I need your ID.
I haven't broke the law.
Called.
It don't matter.
I need to
You
identify
can put good citizen on.
I'm not going to put good
Well, you're not going to put my name because I'm not giving it to you.
He told her that she was allowed to investigate, but that didn't mean he was going to surrender his rights just because she showed up.
I have to have broken the law before I have to turn over all that information. If you articulate,
I was called.
that's fine. You can be called. You can investigate, but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to surrender my rights just because you showed up.
Officer Sanchez then reminded the man that she gave her information to him earlier, but the man just continued to educate her by saying that she had to do that because she was a public servant. She then changed the subject and asked the man what he was doing exactly, despite the fact that the man already told her that. He didn't mind repeating stuff to her, hoping that she would finally get it. He told her that he wasn't on private property and that their rules only applied in case that it was their property, meaning that he could film whatever he wanted as long as he was in a public space. He then told her that she couldn't trespass his eyes.
For my ID, that would be surrendering my fourth.
Well, you identified me, so I'd like
Well,
to
you're a public servant.
Exactly.
There's a difference. I'm not. I'm a free citizen.
So what is it that you're doing out here exactly?
What does it look like? I'm filming. That's it. harmless. There's thousands of cameras everywhere.
Except
You don't have a body camera on?
Navajo specifically.
Navajo, I am not working for Navajo. I'm not on their property. That is the only time that their rules apply.
All over their property.
It don't matter. Yes, on their property. There's no penal code at the bottom of the do not allow camera record sign, meaning it's not a law, it is their policy. Their policies don't apply to me. Only if I'm on their property, then I become subject to their laws and their policies. While I'm on public property, I'm a free citizen. I can record anything that my eyes can see. Can't trespass my eyes. And this DHS memo sent out in 2010 to all the installations and revised in 2017 that we have permission to record police, any government officials in the course of their duty. It doesn't matter. If I can see it, see how I can see it from my eyes, I can't get in trouble for that. If it's viewable, if they want, they can build a 30-foot wall, and then I can't see it. But until then, I'm allowed to video anything.
What kind of movie are you making, your documentary?
I'm gathering content for matters of interest to the public.
After a while, another cop showed up and he also gave the man a hard time even though he didn't do anything wrong. So the man had to educate him as well. The cop also wanted to see his ID, but the man told him that he had to articulate a crime first. He said that he was basically just walking on the sidewalk filming stuff that he could see and that he didn't have to give him his ID for that.
It does! That is the law. You have to articulate a crime I've committed, a crime I am committing, no, I'm not.
Is failure to identify.
No. That can't be the first crime unless I've committed one. Then you can get me for failure.
No, sir.
Until then, just for me walking on the sidewalk is not permissible for me to give you ID.
Okay.
I don't have to give nothing unless I've committed a crime.
He then urged the cop to read up on the law and also reminded him that there wasn't a penal code under the sign. The cop was having a hard time listening to this man's free lessons in law, so what did he do? He put the man in cuffs.
You better go back and read up the law. I can film all I want. Look, all of it, everything. It don't matter if it's posted. That's not the law. Do you see a penal code under the sign? No. If it was a law, there would be a penal code. I'm not on their property. Those laws, those rules don't apply to me unless I'm on their property. I'm on public access. That means I'm a free citizen. It does matter. You're ignorant if you don't know the law. You got that badge and that gun, but you don't even know. How are you going to enforce something when you don't even know? I'm not giving you my ID.
All right, turn around, put your place
All right.
front back.
Here we go, guys. Put this here so I can.
The recording stopped there, and we don't know what happened in the end, but our best guess is that the cop got into some real trouble for violating this man's rights. A cop pulled over a man and asked for his license, registration, and proof of insurance. While the man was looking for those things, the cop asked him a couple of questions, such as where he was headed to and if he knew what the speed limit was. He then told the man that the speed limit was 45 and that he was going 61.
Do you know the speed limit on the causeway?
35.
Well, that would be worse. It's 45. You're going 61.
Really?
Yes. Swerving is a problem too, but you're definitely going too fast.
Then the cop went on to ask the man how much he had to drink, and the man told him that it was a couple of drinks. Once the man found all of his documents, the cop took them and went to his car to check them.
How much did you have to drink tonight?
I had a couple of drinks.
Okay.
But should be within.
What's that?
Should be within limit. I think. Okay.
All right. Kerry Hill Sport, so good address for you?
Yes.
Once the cop returned, he told the man that he had to make sure he was safe to drive and informed him that he could smell alcohol.
Big part of my job is just to make sure that people are safe to drive. Okay, like I said, I can smell the alcohol coming out here.
He then asked the man to step out of his vehicle in order to check his eyes.
Do you mind if I just check your eyes real quick? All right, go ahead and step on out. Come on back there.
As soon as the man got out of his car, he showed the cop his ID, revealing that he was a deputy. You didn't see that one coming now, did you? The cop was surprised as well and asked the deputy if he knew how concerning that was. Then they proceeded to do the horizontal gaze test.
What do you do there? You're a deputy?
Yeah.
And how concerning this is?
No, I haven't seen.
As long as we're on the same page. When you get out and you're kind of bobbling around, it's a problem. Does that make sense?
No, I get you.
Do this. Feet together, hands on by your side. Actually, let's turn around. I want the light in your eyes. Turn towards me. Okay. So just like that. What I want you to do is, you see the tip of the pen?
What kind of that?
Sir, what's in your nose?
It's a sword.
It's a sword.
So,
So you see the tip of that?
yeah.
Just your eyes and move your head.
Once he was done with that test, the cop asked him a couple of questions. He wanted to know if he was diabetic, if he took some illegal substances, and how much alcohol he had since that morning. He also asked him about his education. Once the man told him all of that, the cop started giving him instructions for the walk and turn test.
That's since this morning. Okay. Are you diabetic? You take insulin? You wear contact lenses? Yes. They're soft or hard? Soft. What's the highest level of education you can see?
That's
A bachelor's degree? Okay. In the last 24 hours, how much alcohol have you consumed?
5 drinks.
Crown Cokes? Okay. Any drugs or narcotics, anything like that? You said it's just a sore that's in your nose?
Yes.
So do you want to keep your shoes on or off? On. Okay. You see the line in front of us? Yep. Nice and clear. What color is that? White. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Do me a favor. Hold up your left hand. Hold up your right hand. Okay. Go and put your hands down. I just want to make sure you know your left from your right, okay? Go and put your left foot on the line, just like mine. Take your right foot in front of your left foot, touching heel to toe. Hands on by your side and say just like that till I ask you to start, okay? When I ask you to start, I'm going to ask you to take 9 heel to toe steps down the line, turn around just like I show you, and take 9 heel to toe steps back up the line. Okay? Don't step off the line. Touch heel to toe on every step. Don't use your arms for balance. Once you start, don't stop for any reason. Okay? When you walk down the line, you're going to look down at your toes, and you're going to count each step out loud. Go ahead and stay in the start position for me, okay? All right, so when you look down at your toes, it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth till you get to 9. Go ahead and stay in the start position for me. Once you get to the final step, leave your lead foot on the ground. Take a series of small chopping steps, turn around, walk back up the line. 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth till you get to 9. Okay? It's 9 steps down, turn around just like I showed you, 9 steps back up. Do you have any questions? You understand the instructions? When you're ready, go. Your first step is going to be your first step. Okay? When you're ready, go ahead and begin.
After the deputy was done with that, the cop proceeded to give him instructions for the balance test. You can then see the man performing the balance test.
All right, let's try this. I'm going to try the one leg stand, okay? For the one leg stand, I'm going to put your feet together, hands on by your side. Stay just like that while I give you the instructions, because I want to explain it to you and I want to show it to you, okay? For this exercise, when I ask, whichever leg you're more comfortable with, okay, I want you to take that foot, lift it 6 inches off the ground like you're going to crush a soda can, point your toes so it's horizontal to the ground. Look down at your toe, count 1001, 1002, 1003, so on and so forth until I ask you to stop. Don't step off or don't put your foot down. Don't hop on the foot you leave on the ground. Don't use your arms for balance and try not to sway. Okay? If your foot does fall, get your balance, lift it back up, and continue where you left off.
You can then see the man performing the balance test. After he was done with that, the cop asked him if he had any weapons on him. When the deputy told him that he didn't, the cop placed him in cuffs and told him that he was arresting him for DUI.
Go to relax. Do you have any weapons or anything? Do you mind if I just check real quick? Going down here. If we were going to be arrested for DUI.
He then asked him if he was going to do the breathalyzer test, and the deputy agreed. He was then escorted to the police vehicle.
Question is, you're going to provide me with a sample of your breath. What's that? Okay. Who is in the car with you? That's your girlfriend? Is your girlfriend been drinking tonight as well? We're going to make sure that she's okay. If she's okay, do you want your car to go with her? Okay. Any weapons in the vehicle? What's that? No weapons on you? Okay. What's that? Okay.
After placing the deputy inside his car, the cop approached the woman who was in the car and asked her if she had anything to drink, and she said no. The cop then asked her to hand her driver's license and the deputy's phone, and she agreed to do that. Once the cop returned, he asked her to step out of the car, and she did that without question. When she got out, he told her that he just wanted to make sure she was okay to drive.
Hello, ma'am. Have you been drinking tonight?
I've had nothing to drink.
Nothing at all. You have a driver's license on you? Can I get that for me, please? You know his cell phone?
It's okay.
Can you grab his cell phone for me, pretty please? Thank you, ma'am. All right, sit there. All right, let's step out of the lane, people. Sorry, please. All right, so this is a PVT. There's no
Okay.
legality or anything like that. They're just making sure that you're okay to drive.
And okay.
She then went on to do a breathalyzer test, which confirmed that she didn't have anything to drink. The cop told her that she was good to go and revealed that the deputy was going to jail.
Explain it to you.
I just told anyway, I'm getting over pneumonia. I know you have to blow a long time, so just bear with me.
Nice and slow, even breath. Keep on blowing. I hear it click. Okay. Analyze, and you're good to go. So he said that he's okay with you taking your car. Their car. Are you okay with that?
Okay.
There's the keys.
Thank you.
You just take the information down real quick.
So, what do I need to do?
So he's gonna go to 49th Street Jail,
Okay.
and he's got to spend at least 8 hours there. He's got some
Okay.
stuff to do first, and then once he's done, then he'll give you a call.
Okay.
What was he driving?
I asked him if he was okay to drive, and he legitimately thought he was.
Okay.
We had that conversation every time before. We know his job,
Yeah.
you know, is probably
Really concerning.
yes. But no, it's he tells me when he's not, and I drive. It's never it's his judgment.
Yeah. Somebody's been
Okay.
because of point of higher, that's what we're doing. And then as you go higher, somebody starts drinking.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Perfectly good.
It's just safer that way. Because if he kills somebody, then it's 25 years.
I understand that.
All right.
I am a big component. I have been my that's why we have.
Yeah. What's that? No. All right, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So a guy was just sitting in his vehicle when a cop approached him and told him to turn off his car and roll down the windows. When the guy asked him if he was being detained, the cop confirmed that he was. He naturally wanted to know the reason why he was being detained, and the cop hesitated a bit, and then he told him that he stopped him for loitering. The cop probably knew that he was going to be in trouble for harassing this guy, but he did it anyway.
Am I being detained or something? Yes, sir. For what reason?
He told the guy that he passed them 3 times, and the guy was surprised that he considered it to be loitering and went on to ask the cop if he was willing to bet his qualified immunity on that. The cop ignored that and went on to harass the guy some more and went on and on about the guy acting suspicious. He wanted to know what he was doing, but the guy told him that it was none of his business.
You were driving around. You drove past us 3 times. It's loitering, you think? You know, I bet you qualified immunity on that?
So right now you're in the position, not out of the lawful time. Somebody else would be out. It is 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
You're out driving around. I've seen you make 3 loops around us while we were over there on a security check.
And your point is?
We're trying to
I mean, I'm not convinced it's any of your business what I'm doing out here.
The cop then asked him for his license, registration, and proof of insurance. When the guy asked him what was the reason for that, he told him that he was lawfully detained and that he had to provide his ID.
I'm just trying to see why you're out here this late, this early in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not convinced it's any of your business.
It is my business. I'm just trying to figure out why you're out here.
I'm still not convinced.
Fine, give me your license, registration, proof of insurance.
For what reason?
You're lawfully detained right now. You need to provide ID.
I'm lawfully detained.
Yes, sir.
Then a female cop approached the car out of the blue, introduced herself as Sergeant Harris, and told him that all the businesses were closed and that he needed to dispel their alarm. He was willing to do that, but the sergeant wanted to ensure that the guy knew that they were in charge of this traffic stop. But the guy put her in her place by saying it wasn't a traffic stop as he was parked already.
Me. Hello.
Yeah.
Sergeant Harris, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Okay, these are all closed businesses. You don't have any warrants, you're free to go. You need to dispel our alarm while you're stopped in front of 2 businesses that are closed.
Okay, I'm going to dispel your alarm right now.
You can do that, but you need to understand this is
excuse
our
me.
traffic stop.
Excuse me.
You don't run it.
You don't have a traffic stop. You haven't stopped me for a traffic infraction. No, you
Yes,
haven't.
yes, you did. You stopped in the middle of the roadway, sir.
I stopped in a lawful parking spot. I've got a dash cam.
It took you a second to get there.
Like I said, I'm not convinced it's any of your business what I'm doing out here.
The sergeant told him that he needed to verify that he was a private investigator, if he was one, and he went on to ask her why he was being detained. She didn't know what to say and decided to walk away and check his plates.
If you're a private investigator and you're working, that's fine, but you need to verify
I'm
that.
still not convinced it's any of your business.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so am I free to go?
No,
What do you have me detained for?
sir. I'll go to the back and run the plate. I'll be right back.
The first cop answered his questions for her and told the guy that he was being detained for loitering and prowling. The guy then went on to ask him if he had ever heard of a cop watching, and the cop confirmed that he had.
You got detained. What do you have me detained for?
You were driving out.
Is it loitering or prowling or cop watching?
It's not cop watching, loitering and prowling. We saw you make 3 loops around. Those businesses are parked over.
Are you guys cops?
Yes, we are.
Have you ever heard of cop watching?
I have.
Okay.
After a while, another cop swooped in and told the man that he was being detained and that they had a lawful reason for it. Then the guy asked him what the reason was, and the cop insisted that it was a traffic stop and asked him for his license, registration, and proof of insurance. The man didn't want to do it and told him that he was just cop watching.
I figured out we just have you dispel my alarm.
How's it going, sir? My name is Officer Kilpatrick, Sonoma Police Department.
Yeah.
So, as of right now, you are detained. Okay, you're not free to leave. All right. Okay. So, as of right now, we have a lawful reason to detain you. We've notified.
What is that lawful reason?
Okay, you are a traffic stop.
It's not a traffic
It is a
stop.
traffic stop.
For what reason? What's the
Okay.
traffic stop for?
Whenever you pulled off of East Green Street, you failed to come to a complete stop before exiting the roadway. Okay? We are on foot.
You see I've got a dash cam?
Okay, that's cool. That's fine. This isn't roadside court. Okay? So we've notified you for the reason. You can. Please provide me with your driver's license, registration proof.
And if I don't, what'll happen?
At that point, you're failing to identify to a law enforcement officer. It's a misdemeanor.
So you're claiming it's in my pocket. So you're claiming that you have me stopped for a lawful reason.
Yes, sir. Once again, this is not roadside court. So,
you know what? You guys are full of shit.
okay. So if you can you please provide me with
I'm
your
out here
driver's
cop
license?
watching. That's all I'm doing. I've told you what I'm doing. I've dispelled your alarm. I'm out here.
I still
I'm
need
a
to
grown
identify
man. And it doesn't matter if I'm out here at 2:50 in the morning. It's irrelevant.
That's fine.
All right.
But that's my reason for coming over here. Okay?
All right. You guys can have a nice night and let me go free.
No,
Free to go.
you're not free to leave.
When am I free to go?
Once you identify yourself.
You don't get to just identify me for no reason. You don't have me
Once again, I've
for.
told
You
you
do
you're
not
being stopped.
have me for a legitimate traffic
sir,
stop.
So here's the thing.
You don't have me for a
Okay,
legitimate traffic
cool.
stop.
Sir?
I stopped
I've
at that stop
explained-
sign.
I've
You-
explained the reason.
You said I failed to come to a complete stop.
While they were arguing, the sergeant returned and told the man that the tags didn't come back and they weren't showing a registered vehicle, which is why he had to give them the registration.
I stopped at that stop sign. I counted to 3.
Okay, so sir,
Use my
this
turn
is not
signals.
roadside court.
It's still going.
Okay, so this is not roadside court, sir. You can please identify yourself.
My name is Jeff.
Okay, can I please see your
She
identification?
just identified me. She just
Okay.
ran my
Jeff?
tag.
I need to see your
The
identification.
tag
sir.
does not come back. It's not showing a registered vehicle. Now you have to show some registration and verify because it's not legal on the street.
The guy then handed them all they asked for, but he told them once again that he wasn't doing anything wrong, adding that they stopped him for a constitutionally protected activity. The sergeant just ignored that and told him that they had probable cause and went on to talk about the traffic violations. She was obviously making stuff up, and the guy called her out for that and said that he didn't want to listen to any of it. The sergeant then returned to her vehicle to check the guy's information.
If I may see your registration and insurance, please.
Sir, sometimes that happens with a dealer tag, so that's why I'm asking, is the vehicle
Look,
registered to a
this
dealer?
whole stop is bullshit.
You're going to be free to go in just 1 second. As
Oh,
long
no,
as you
I
can
know,
verify.
because I'm
okay?
not doing anything wrong. You guys have stopped me for a constitutionally protected activity. That's what you've done.
Understood, but the tag is not valid, sir. So that tag does not come back to this car. So now it is a good probable cause.
I've got it right there on the registration.
Okay, well, I'm verifying to you what our dispatch said.
Okay.
The first initial stop was the stop sign violation next
Stop
to the
sign
church.
violation.
That was the first one. Okay, but we were checking a business, so we couldn't get to our
You
car
guys,
quick enough.
I don't want to hear your bullshit. All right?
Okay.
Just shut your mouth and tell them free to go. All right? I don't want to hear your bullshit. I don't believe any of it. I think you're all full of shit.
Okay, and it's
You're
not
making
okay to
shit
do
up.
that.
You're making lies up.
Not at all, sir.
Absolutely.
When the sergeant returned, she started making excuses for their behavior. In the end, she told the guy that all his information was verified and that he was free to go.
Mr. Jeff, just two things. When we first initially saw you where we were on foot by the business, it appeared it was a stop bar violation. We were over there, we couldn't get out with you, no big deal. When I get to the vehicle and I run the tag, dispatch says it doesn't have a record, which is common with a dealer tag. I didn't know that you had this registration, so I advised you on the other side. It appeared to be a dealer tag, so it is. All your credentials are verified, sir. You're free to go.
Have a good night.
Thank you very much. You too.